Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, and in today's video, I want to talk about the most confusing debuff in Raid Shadow Legends in 2025. And now I know, like jump to a champ with debuffs. I know what you're saying. No, clearly you mean nullify, right? Weird debuff, a lot of stuff going on and almost nothing going on at the same time. But no, it's not this one. In fact, the most confusing debuff in Raid Shadow Legends, oh, I thought I had it there, but that's bomb, is, drumroll please, where is it? Why is it so far down? That's confusing in itself. Poison. Poison is the most confusing debuff in Raid Shadow Legends. Let me explain why. Let me ask you a simple question. We'll read the first line, then let me ask you a simple question. Damages the target champion by 2.5 or 5%. It depends on the size of the debuff. Let's just assume the 5% for the big poison for the purpose of this video. So it will do 5% of the target's maximum HP at the beginning of their turn. Now let me ask you a simple question. How much damage does poison do? Now you might be thinking, well Nub, it's pretty obvious. 5% max HP? Obviously. Easy, right? No, it's completely wrong. That's not what it does at all. Let me show you a couple of examples. So for example, if we were to dive in to the Demon Lord, what would happen? Well, here we go. I've done the maths because I don't want to waste a Demon Lord key here. A poison debuff, a tick of it, the 5% version, will do 50,000 damage to the Demon Lord. How much health does the Demon Lord have? This is an Ultra Nightmare. An Ultra Nightmare, he has, what's it, 1 billion, 100 million, 200,000 HP, whatever. You can see the number. It's a pretty big number. How does this break down? Well, poison does not do 5% max HP damage. It does 0.004% max HP damage. So yeah, if you say it does 5% max HP, it's just wrong. But it's not too bad, because if we read the boss guide of the Demon Lord, we could see, where is it over here? Infernal Resilience decreases the damage the Demon Lord receives from HP burn and poison, as well as skills that inflict damage based on enemy max HP. How much does it reduce it by? No idea, really. Is it clear from this? Certainly not. It could reduce it by 2%. It could reduce it by 90%. As we can see here, it's reducing it by, well, from 5 to, it's reducing it by some stupid amount. Absolutely crazy. Like 99.9% or something. I don't know. I'd never do maths live, but yeah, that's kind of crazy. Okay, but there's other bosses in the game. I mean, let's take a look at Amius, right? Amius, really tough boss. We'll fight him here on hard. And let me take a look here. This should be a good example, because I'm looking at the boss guide. Let's take a look. Okay, here we go. Bum. Damage from skills that scale based on enemy max HP cannot exceed 5% of his max HP when attacking the boss. Okay. Good news. Well, poison is not a skill. It's a debuff. It's not a skill. But still, we can do 5% max HP damage. Poison does 5% max HP damage. We're good, right? And I'm just reading here. He's got a wall of text. So obviously they've included all of the information in this wall of text because they're providing you so much info. I don't see anything here about poison. Fantastic. All right, great. 5% put. We're finally going to get. Let's go in. We're using Balar the Lost here. It doesn't really matter what we do. I don't even know why Elva's there. 3 poisons, 21,020 poison damage per tick. Looking at his health bar, didn't look like 5% damage though. Let me do the maths on that really fast. If we look at Amius, so 21,020 damage. Amius on hard has 4 million HP plus some extra. So poison is doing 0.5% damage. So it's basically doing 1/10 of what it says that it does. Hang on, replay the fight. Let me just double check this. Okay, immune to, all right, he's immune, all right, all this stuff. Can't exceed 5%, okay. Stuff about awakenings. I mean, I don't have those on Balar. I only have 2-star, but I don't think that's making it up. I don't know. Just doesn't work well. How are you to know? Most confusing debuff in the game. When you say, well, okay, Nub, forget about the bosses. Forget about bosses. I mean, let's jump into an arena fight here. Let me get this up. Okay, fantastic. I just had to do a quick test to make sure I had the damage number written down. Let's bring in Calvalax, right? Calvalax, he's going to put out some poisons for 5% poisons on all enemies. Brilliant. Okay, straightforward enough, right? They've got no passives, no hidden mysterious passives that aren't disclosed anywhere. This should be a pretty simple 5% of their max HP damage. Let's make sure no one else is going to do damage. I don't know, let's just hit him. Here we go. We 25,000 damage, 24,000 damage right there. Hang on. Is it going to happen over here as well? What's going on? That's not right. That's more than that. Yeah, again, 24,000. Actually got slightly different damage numbers in this particular fight, but that's okay from the example I wrote down. So I checked, it didn't quite work. But yeah, in the sample I ran, he actually did 26,784 damage. So it is going to scale based off their max HP. Obviously, it's going to be slightly different. This is a lot of damage. I mean, if we think about it, for example, like my Sifi is very tanky. She has 90,000 HP. I think building someone with 100,000 is a heck of a lot. And if we're doing 26,000 damage-ish, we're doing, I mean, roughly 27% of their max HP in damage per poison tick, which again, if you said to me, no, a poison does 5% max HP damage, I'd say, no, it doesn't. Poison does 0.004% max HP damage, or 0.5%, or 27%. With Calvalax, what is going on? Right, well, what's going on is two different things. So first up, we have Lethal Dose. I have 3-star on him. This is giving us double damage. So the 5% poison would increase to 10%. Obviously, that's only part of the story, right? Because we're doing 27. You could, at 5-star, increase it by 200%. So instead of 5%, you'd be doing 15%. Then the other part to this, of course, is the Arachne Elixir, which is just a rare relic. But you slap this on, you're going to do bonus damage equal to a portion of your attack. For me, it's 90% of his attack. I've built him with about 10,000 attack. And yeah, he just poisons everyone and he basically kills everything. I mean, it's kind of insane. Like, you would have to have over 100,000 HP to survive. And the more max HP you build, obviously the scaling is going to go up. The poison is going to hit for harder. So it becomes just more and more difficult to survive. I mean, I fought against a Nell. I fought against a Nell in live arena the other day, and she was doing about 40,000 damage. 40,000 damage per poison. Whenever an enemy receives a buff, is healed, has turn meter increase, puts a poison on them that ignores block debuffs, and it does 40,000. It's going to kill most champions in 2 hits, and even really tanky champions in 3 hits. Maybe some super insanely tanky champ with a massive shield could survive 4 ticks of poison. But yeah, if you get 4 of these, you're dead. If you get 2 of these for 2 turns, and you take those 2 turns, you're probably dead. And obviously she can activate all the poisons as well, just by default, just like that. So yeah, there's a lot going on there. In my opinion, poison is an absolute disaster. Yeah, it depends a bit on the champion, but it's just kind of a mess, right? Arachne, like, we were looking at recommending relics for new players on hellhades.com. It's something that's been a long time coming on the site. It is coming really soon, thank God, but we're assigning relics to the champions, and I'm like, okay, we need to assign Arachne Elixir, obviously, to anyone who places poisons, but this is a faction war relic. The only way to get this relic is from hard faction wars. So a new player, they can't even touch this, right? This is locked off behind at least 1 year of playing the game. I mean, maybe less if you're super hardcore and it's your second account, you know, probably realistically you could do it in 9 months or something like that. I don't know what the record for Lydia is now, but for a new player, it's a typical player that's pretty hardcore. It's probably going to take a year. For a more casual player, over a year. We can't really recommend this much, and this is what makes poisons good for wave clearing and good for arena, really, is the Arachne Elixir is what makes it relevant. And it changes poisons from being honestly not really even worth using, even with a maxed out lethal dose blessing. They're decent, but not crazy. It makes them just completely bonkers overpowered to the point where my Calphalax with a 3-star blessing and a 3-star Arachne Elixir can just wipe out an entire team. If they don't have Stone Skin, they'll just all die, and there's nothing they can do about it. To my mind, this is absolutely ridiculous. I've seen a lot of comments of people saying, no, the Arachne Elixir is totally fine because it makes poisons relevant again. And to me, this is not the way to do it. The end does not justify the means. I think that the poison debuff, I think I've showed it here, itself is a complete mess. That the amount of damage it's doing is frankly all over the place. It's really inconsistent. It's really unpredictable. Yeah, it's just kind of a mess, honestly, in terms of how much it's going to do. It's hidden in the game. It's not obvious. It's just a disaster. In my opinion, it would be better to rework how poison is working and update it for 2025 so that it's relevant for players who even don't have the relic, that it's relevant in more content. Because again, like, where do you use poison? Early game, yeah, for like, you know, the first few months for Demon Lord and maybe Chimera starting out, for I guess, you know, Dragon Dungeon starting out. But very quickly, you know, hard mode dungeons, poison's barely relevant apart from a few exceptional champs. And yeah, late game, it's really becomes a thing of just Arachne Elixir, and it's absolutely broken for faction wars. I mean, I utilize it to speed farm a bunch of factions, and it makes it so easy. Busted in a bunch of places, basically because of the relic, and obviously busted in PvP now as well, because of the relic in combination with lethal dose, which amplifies it even more. So yeah, there you go. That's my rant about poisons. Let me know what you think about poison. I've not given anything particularly constructive or helpful here in terms of what they should actually do to fix it, to change it, because I'm not really sure what they should do to fix it or to change it. I think it's pretty challenging, but I think it's clear to me that the debuff, it just does not work as it's written. It's so unintuitive. It's completely inconsistent with the in-game tooltips and the information that's given out. And there's no real way to figure it out without, you know, doing some testing yourself and trying to work it out yourself or reading a guide online. It's just, there's no clear indication in the game. That's not the way it should be. So there you go, poisons. If you guys give the video a like. If you came in and you said, Nub, poison does 5% max HP damage, you freaking idiot. If you said that, you have to like the video, because it's just not what it does. It's just wrong. It just doesn't do that. It's the baseline for the scaling, but it's fundamentally not what it does. It is just busted. So there you go. Poison, super confusing. It's a mess. It's a total disaster, frankly, in terms of game design. But there we are. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.